Hello.
Hello, yeah. Yes, I want us to go live now on stream live, both on YouTube and Facebook. Okay. Yeah, I think we are good to go now. We are now live on both. It's good now.
So, what's the
Um, so Thank you, my viewers, for joining me at this hour, and welcome to Adam's Health Media. Actually, today is going to be an interesting day as well because it's actually a special day. Even though my event is coming up late, and we want to discuss about sickle cell disease. There is a special day that is set aside globally to celebrate, or is a kind of a campaign and awareness around the world. Usually, June 19, 2021 is World Sickle Cell Awareness Day, and this International Day of Awareness is observed annually to increase public knowledge. A more understanding on sickle cell disease. So, and today I have a special guest, that is going to talk about that, and is going to share with us from his wealth of experience. Is actually the CEO, the founder of Pain Passion Foundation. Is also the director of Better Care Concepts International. That is Mr. Julius Oyeleye. Thank you for coming to, and thanks for my invitation.
Thank you, Mr. Adam. It's a great privilege to be invited by you as well. Um, Myself and Mr. Adam have come a long way. We trained together as nurses in Nigeria, and we had good times together, isn't it? It was good.
Exactly. Exactly.
When
You're right.
we remember those times, we're still happy together. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, so it's a privilege. I'm happy to see everyone. Thank you everyone who's joined in.
Welcome to the show.
I'm honored. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. Now, we want, without wasting much of our time, because I know you have a very busy schedule, and want to go straight to the discussion. And the topic we are looking into now is fact and myth of sickle cell disease. But before we go into the main topic, I want to ask, this particular question, because I know my viewers will be so much interested and they want to hear from you. Can you just tell us briefly what is Better Care International? Better Care Concept International.
Oh, okay. Apparently, Better Concept is a care agency in the United Kingdom. We recruit nurses, we recruit care workers, and supply to homes as is required, to homes, to hospitals, and we're also into educational services and all of. So yeah, it's just a care agency, and we're trying to go bigger and bigger.
Thank you to share that. And I know my some of my viewers definitely will be so much interested with that you just told us now. So it's about recruiting, and then more putting more education. Thank you so much for sharing us with that. That will now take me to the next question, which is Pain Passion Foundation. Here you are the CEO, the founder. What is it all
Yeah.
about? Now you are having a double. You are working in two organizations now.
Yeah, yeah. So Pain Passion Foundation is a foundation that is working on harnessing and creating awareness for sickle cell. disease. And if you remember, Mr. Adam, Pain Passion Foundation was actually founded in the year 2002. We started nursing in 2003. It was funded in the year 2002. And since then, we've never stopped. And, we've had a series of programs. We've invited professionals, survivors, warriors of sickle cells, and we're still going. We're just championing the campaign because we realized many of the organizations that doing campaigns for championing the campaigns for sickle cell only possibly have had a relative who had lived with sickle cell or living with sickle cell, which had caused them to say, oh, okay, maybe we should set up something to create this awareness. But the difference we make is that we are the warriors. For the audience who may not know, my name is Julius OYELEYE Olabode, and age 10, I was diagnosed to have sickle cell disease, because that was the first major. That was the first major.
I'm sorry, I have to cut you short because we are still going to discuss about that, but don't. We are still coming to that point.
Basically, that was what brought about Pain Passion Foundation. So what we're saying is that the passion for the pain that we have gone through, that people had gone through, or that people are going through, is what made us start Pain Passion Foundation. And
thank you.
Since 2002 till now, we have 65 warriors on our list that we're supporting actively, and we're still recruiting more, because
wow.
These are from personal funds. Yeah, so we want to reach out for funds and want to support more people if we can. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Adams. Hello. Hello. Hello, Mr. Adams. I think I've lost you there. Mr. Adams, I think I've lost you. I can't hear you if you can hear me. Hello.
Are you a UK resident with kids? Can you afford?
Hello. Hello. Oh, okay. I can see one of the viewers saying they can hear me, I should go on. But I don't know the next question the host have got for me. So anyway, yeah, I was talking about Pain Passion Foundation and what we've been doing. So
yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've been supporting people, warriors who are suffering from sickle cell. We've been helping with bills, we've been helping with medications, and currently I have somebody who will be undergoing a major surgery, which is hip replacement in Nigeria. We tried to see the possibility of flying the person, but we couldn't. So, but yeah, we're supporting the person in Nigeria, and that surgery will be taking place in August. So yeah, it's a lot of money, but yeah, it's part of what we're doing.
And I think for me, that is why, thank you so much for sharing that experience with us. I think that is one of the reasons where you are coming up on the show because we want to talk about the organization. You are doing a very great job from your end. So definitely, I think well-meaning, people, then great philanthropists that can key into this project can actually come in because I know doing a kind of a hip replacement surgery and all this form of surgery, they are very expensive. And then if your organization is taking it up, definitely, I think your organization will need some support from people to, to actually, because this is a service to humanity.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like I've by the grace of God, we're doing as much as we could do, and our contribution can only augment whatever the family had got. So in our own little way, we've supported. I mean, the little I'm talking about is not actually little because we're able to raise up to about 700,000 naira for this person, and they've quoted about 1.8 million in Bobi, Lagos. But it doesn't just end there. That's for the surgery. After surgery, what happens? The patient still need to look after themselves and all of that. So on our own side, we've actually like budgeted 2.2 million for the whole surgery. But yeah, so far we've been with the family and everything. I think we've raised up to 2 million naira already. So
Wow.
we're ready. We're good to go. Yeah.
That's great. Now that will not take me to this particular aspect. Now, the objective, the main reasons of setting up Pain, Passion Foundation, which you were actually trying to explain the other time, particularly from your own personal experience, and that is why my viewers we so much enjoy from this interview because you are. I want to say you are a victim. Sorry to use that word. You are a victim
Worry.
um,
I'm a warrior.
you are a warrior. Sorry, you are a warrior of this disease condition. So, can they share with us just little experience so that my viewers can get a glimpse of exactly what we are talking about here?
Thank you, viewers. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Adam. So apparently, I was born into a family of six, and I'm the last born. By the grace of God, um, on the 25th of March this year, I turned 40. I
Wow!
celebrated my
Congratulations!
40 years of age, and
Congratulations!
I'm still growing, waxing strong. And
Yeah.
we'll still talk more about this in
Yes.
the course of our
Yes.
discussion today.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
basically, at age 10, a very playful boy. At age 10, I had a major hospital admission, and I was diagnosed to be having sickle cell at age 10. Saying that, I'm the last of six children, and my eldest sister, who was the firstborn, has got sickle cell, which all the family are aware of. But he was diagnosed very, yeah, but since then, while I was in Nigeria, growing up was a big challenge because, yeah, thank you. It's truly your word. I am. Yeah, growing up had not been very easy, but I thank God for the family where I came from. They were a bunch of support, like my dad, my mom. Unfortunately, my mom went early. She's late now, but my dad never stopped looking after us, my sister and myself, and I owed that to him. So, with the pain I've gone through, with the experiences, which was what actually led me to saying, I want to study nursing. So I went into nursing. I mean, none of my family member was into the headline. So I was like, no, I want to study nursing because of the way I was treated in one of the hospitals. These people really looked after me, and I felt like, yeah, I want to also look after people like myself. Yeah, I studied nursing, and we graduated together with Mr. Adam and some people on here, 2006. But before then, in 2002, I was in Federal Polytechnic Ede, and I had another major admission. And upon my discharge, I felt like, no, I need to really do something, because while on that admission, I had another sickle cell sufferer who was there and couldn't afford some of the medication that my family we medication to this fellow. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
we lost him, and since then, I've kept in contact with that family. Yeah, so actually spoiled my intent to want to start doing something for people with sickle cell and to want to tell people more about sickle cell. When you hear from the sufferer, is a different experience from when you hear from people who knows the sufferers. Does that make sense?
Yes, you are right. You are right. You are right. Thank you so much, and that's why you are coming on the show so that people will definitely hear from. I mean, from a from a survivor. And I think it's also very important that people like you, we need to be seeing you guys. I mean, everywhere and tell people, no, we can make it. You can make it. You can achieve your aim, your goals. That's I just try to remember some of the past experience now with you. You are actually, and I want to be honest with my guest here because I know him very well. We train together, so when I'm talking, I'm not just talking from from space like that. He's truly is a warrior. Sincerely speaking, that word warrior is not only meant for people, for soldiers alone. He's a truly a fighter. I just want to quickly put this, here for you guys to understand. At a point in time, your examination will be on, you'll be fall sick, you'll be on sick bed. And that will take me to another important question that is going to answer us in the course of the, this interview is that people with this condition, when we are talking of intelligence, I don't know, but don't let me go in depth. I know there is science has tried to prove something, but it's going to tell us exactly, is it true that people that are have condition, they are being God endowed them with high intelligence, they are so perfect, as in they are so intelligent. Academically, they are so good. That will take us.
Well,
That will take,
oh well, I don't know. But what I know is that I don't like to read. Remember, I don't like to read. I don't like to write. When people are writing in the classroom, I am drawing. And many times, if you remember in nursing, they will send me out of the classroom because I'm not writing or something like that. And yeah, but I've met few ones who are also doing well in their careers and all of that. But saying that, I think it's more of the, I would say it's still more of the person carrying whatever they're carrying. Because remember, it is not what is happening to you, it is how you are reacting to the happenings around you. So if you're self-determined that, you know what, sickle cell, I can't stop it, but it won't break me, it won't stop me. I mean, in my high school, I was playing football, I was representing the school, being the goalkeeper for the school, and we go competitions and all of that. I want to do what people say, oh, you shouldn't do or you cannot do. I hear the word you cannot. So I always want to prove to people that I had a friend then nursing with what you just said. You will know him, but I won't mention his name on here. He said to
yeah,
me
for a
once, he
second.
said he will stop. He said he will stop having academic discussions with me because each time he would do the reading, then we discuss, and then I pass more, you know. But then he reported to one of us there, and that one spoke to him and said, "Well, maybe the little you still pass is because you've discussed with him. So maybe you should just continue." And we're still best of friends still today. So I really don't read anything to prove that. I've not done any research to prove the intelligence of people with, but I thank God for what He's done for me.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Now, understand more about sickle cell. Just briefly tell us, how do people get this disease condition?
Well, it's genetic. When I come near you, you won't get sickle cell.
Thank you for saying that.
When I cough or touch you, you cannot get sickle cell.
Otherwise, people like us will have been.
Yeah. But yeah. So it's genetic, and when we talk about genetic, we're talking about the X and Y chromosomes and all of those things. We shouldn't really go into too much. I mean, for the benefit of those who are not nurses here, but for the nurses who are here or doctors here, the medic, you know what I'm talking. People get this wrong. Usually they say when someone has got AS and another person with AS, which are called carriers. People say, so when the another AS come together, that they have 4 chances of having either a sickle cell, 2 carriers, or 1 without this abnormality in the genotype. So it is not in 4 children. That's the misconception I'm trying to correct. People think when they have 4 children, that 1 of them could be SS and 2 of them could be AS. That's not what they're saying. It is in a pregnancy. There's 4 chances. Like that pregnancy can either be AA, AS, or SS. Does that make sense?
Okay. Pregnancy and not the children.
Hello? Yeah, so
yeah, yes.
Sir? So it's not like saying, oh, if you have 4 children, that 1 can be SS. Let me use this analysis. Mr. Julius and Mrs. Julia, or Mrs. Juliet and Mr. Julius have got they are carriers. Yes. Mrs. Juliet has got AS genotype. Mr. Julius has got AS genotype. When they're pregnant with their first child, named Robin has, can either come out to be AS, SS, AS, or AA. So it's in the pregnancy of what Robin will become. There are 4 chances of what genotype Robin will be. So not like when they have Robin, they have Matthew, they have Collins and all of that. That 1 or 2 of them will be. If they have Robin and Robin turn out to be AS, they could have Colin and Colin could also turn out to be AS. They could have Jessica could turn out to still be AS. They could have Who is Angela? Angela could also be AS. So, but they could also have 4 of them, and 4 of them could also be SS. In the list of the people I'm supporting with my foundation, I've got a family who's got 3 children with sickle cell. 3. Actually, the father left the mother because the man said to the woman that she's actually producing children with no life, children with no prospects. You know, these are parts of the stigma that people like us have gone through and faced in life. Societal perception of what a sickle cell person is. Hello. Yeah. Have I answered that question?
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, and I think that is very that is quite, I mean, let me say, quite challenging with this misconception, especially with the carriers. And that is why for me on the show, even people that are in similar situation as Warrior will definitely understand that no, that's not the end of the world. And but we are still going to talk about this parental and family, I mean, support for this. Now, I think you've actually answered the next question that I wanted to ask you about, which is it contagious? Does it once a family? Some people will say if you move to someone that has this disease condition, you are going to be infected,
And
something like that. But does it really work?
sorry, you're breaking up. I think your signal is bad.
Maybe it's bad. Okay. I mean, the question is, a lot of people have this kind of a conception that you can contract it when you touch someone, just like you said it earlier on, via, I mean, when you cough or something, I mean, you touch, or even maybe it
It's
falls
not
in the family.
Yeah, sickle cell is not COVID. It mostly is passed on by a carrier who had met with another carrier, and their chromosome, I'm trying to look for that simpler word. But like I've explained it, a carrier is someone who has got the genotype A and the genotype S together. Genotype AS, they are the carrier. Sometimes they live pain-free. They don't have any issues. They are fine. Is what we campaign, what we tell people, the sensitizations that we do is that the person who's got the genotype AS should please avoid dating, because dating could lead to other things. So the people should avoid, they should avoid dating, not to talk of going into marriages. Yes, sometimes love, but if we've discussed, can I ask you out and all of that, if we discuss about genotype, or if people are even aware of what the genotype is. I remember we did a program then, 2006, Mr. Adam, if you remember. We tried to run tests for people to actually get to know the genotype, and we've done that again 2017. But because I've not been home in Nigeria, I've not been able to do a lot of programs, but I've been doing support more than the campaign programs. So yeah. So it's not a disease that you can catch. It's not airborne. It's hereditary. It's not hereditary. It's genetical. It's genetical. So yeah, it's genetical. I don't want to. I think the moderator will tell us when we can, or will let me know when I can answer
No problem.
general
Yeah, I've
questions
taken,
on
yes,
here.
I've taken, yeah, I've
Yeah.
taken note of that question. So we are going to talk about, I mean, we talk about that now. Now the next question is, that will take me to saying once again congratulations on your recent birthday. There is this kind of a misconception that people that had this, I mean, disease condition, they cannot live above 18 years or 21 years, especially in Africa. I know they don't have this kind of conception in Europe, but especially in Africa, I believe that a
Beyond
child with this condition cannot live
oh
beyond 18 years or more than 25 years. Is it?
well, is a big lie. Is a very big lie. And I mean, in the past, yeah, I think it was because people were not aware of the treatment options that are available, and people are not even in where we are now in England. Sometimes you still meet some of these white dogs who really don't understand the um, management of a sickle sufferer. So imagine in Africa then when they couldn't really understand how best to approach the care for sickle cell. People could, but not in this age. I said to you, hey, last of 6 children. I also mentioned that a lady has got sickle cell, more chronic than myself. She's 54, she's going to be 55 by October. And by God's grace, she's got 3 big kids, spontaneous vaginal delivery, no CS,
Wow.
nothing,
Wow.
no blood transfusions. So there's nothing you cannot do, only with the mercy and grace from God, And who knows when anyone could die? Nobody. Anyone can go anytime. Anyone. So the signal is really poor. But
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah,
I don't
it's
know if
really. Yeah, yeah. I'm still getting you from my end. I'm getting you from my end. I know. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for that. I think my viewers have actually learned a lot of things from now that it's not about age. So it has nothing to do with the age. So it's a kind of a misconception and it's not really true. So they
Yeah,
can
so
live above.
I forgot to mention, Mr. Adam, I forgot to mention, although we lost her now during COVID, I met a lady here in the UK, Caribbean descent, who's got sickle cell, and she was in fact the organization I partner with here were planning to celebrate her 76th, oh no, her 77, but she fell sick during it and died in the hospital, but not to COVID. Yeah. So people live well. Yeah.
Thank you so much
Hello.
for sharing that. Yeah,
I
yeah, I'm
can't hear
on. You're
you.
on. Yes, yes, I'm on. I'm on. I'm just trying to let you finish. I mean,
Yeah.
from your with your statement. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. That's quite painful. That's quite painful. That's painful. Anyway, now this will take me to another question, and that is it true that sickle cell you've talked about that before, but we can still, I mean, hammer on it to lay emphasis on that. That people that have sickle cell, they cannot play football, they cannot swim, they cannot do sportive activities. They are considered special people. Is it true?
Well, you see, here's the thing. You can't, everybody's not the same. As you are, you're different from your wife, you're different from your brother, you're different from, and the strength you've got is also different from the strength of your womb. As women do say, what a man can do, a woman can do better. Some women can actually do more than men. So some men can do more than brother to them. For me, I've got, sometimes I consider myself hyperactive. I can't sit down and it doesn't stop me. I want to do anything. I don't like short rests. I don't like small rests. I want to go, push it, push, then rest. So it's different. And there are categories of sickle cell. Here they say mild, moderate, and mild, moderate, chronic. So for
I think I lost it. Uh, uh, to okay. I mean, for see if we establish the connection back. Um, this connection should not mess up because it's actually an interesting discussion, and I don't want um, this discussion to this. Everything has been shown. I mean, stream on YouTube is also being directly showing on Facebook as well. Um, that we still need to talk about. The network should not come back. I beg everything to come back. This time we still need to take some of the questions from the comment box and so connection, connection. Please come back. Please.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I'll do it. Well, yeah,
I'm thinking.
Oh, then okay. I think my guest we have to join
Mr. Adams, what's going on?
back again. And see.
Okay. You hear me? Can you hear me?
Off now, so I'm waiting.
The signal is bad. Well, I can hear you if you can hear me.
So, to come back.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Thank you so much, guys,
For thinking about.
for being with me. I think you've been more on, those things. Um, uh, uh,
I really can't hear you. It's really breaking up. I'm finding it hard to hear you, Mr. Adams.
But thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, the network is bad.
Talk show. I know it's quite interesting to hear from from someone that has this, this particular issue. So that even if we as a practitioner, we are talking, sometimes we talk as as a practitioner, but I mean, you know, we definitely share, and from that we
Yeah.
learn more, and we understand.
Yeah. I'm struggling to really hear you, Mr. Adams, and I don't know if others can hear us as well, but I'm really struggling. I'm trying to get everything, but fine here is just, I think, on your side. The signal is bad, yeah. Can you hear me? Mr. Adams, Oshiomole. Hello? Hello? I can't hear anyone. I can't hear myself. I can't see Mr. Adams again. Sure. I'm sorry, viewers, but I think Mr. Adam is off. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So send the question in if you can hear me. What are the questions? Hello, I can't see our question. If you can, where is it?
Okay. Sorry about the disruption in the connection. Sorry about that.
Where are the audience?
They will definitely come back. Already, I have Inajola is here. So they will join us as soon as possible. So without wasting much of our time, you are actually talking about that it depends on, I mean, on the person, or like you like to move around, you like to do a lot of things. So
Yeah,
um
and I think it also depends on the support system that you have.
okay.
Like, yeah, because my support system, fortunately for me, was good. I mean, good, super. Others may not have same privilege, like, and when the support system is not there, it can be tough because you see people. I've heard things like, oh, ṣé foníkúfọ̀lá dìde làwọn eléyìí kò sí nǹkan kan pé, they will even discourage mothers looking after the children, like, oh, ẹ jẹ́ máa waste time yín lórí eléyìí, all those things. Wọn kì í dàgbà, wọn kì í ṣe kinní kan. But yeah, here we are, we're doing great, So, and I tell everyone in my contacts, everyone we're supporting in Pain Passion, that, see, you can do what people think you can't, because there is no I can't in my dictionary.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So now, that will take me to this particular one, which is very important to discuss about. We are talking about as someone like you with this experience, and then you shared another experience of someone again, coming from another family. Now, what psychological impact does it have on the family, on the person that is having, I mean, on the survivor, and on the society at large? What are the psychological implications of this?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Just like someone suffering cancer or any terminal illness, you know, for every time you're sick, you're thinking maybe that sickness is the last, maybe that we take your breath. I remember when I was in the School of Nursing, then SDA, there was a sickle cell patient in the ward 6 then, as we used to call it in the time. And this guy was a year 3 OAU student, and he died because there was no oxygen. They sent a message to the next ward 4, then, to get the oxygen converter, and before it came, I was there, this guy went. And all those trauma, is still there. You still think about it, like, what if I'm the next person? What if it's happening to me? That's another side of it. And now the societal stigma also brings about a lot of what we're talking about here, a lot of bad experiences, and they'll make you want to think, is it actually worth it? Let me share this quick story, and it happened to your dearest here. I was dating a lady. We actually dated for about 2.5 years, and because I was thinking, oh, maybe after school, as you know, bro, that, yeah, we want to cut out, go America or wherever. So I said to the family, I said, you know what, I'm not saying we want to marry now, but we should make this official. I mean, our parents, my family are aware, because she drives my car around and all of that. So my family are aware of me dating her, and the family are aware of me as well. But they're still like in denial. The mom will see me. We attend almost same church. She will see me. Hey, my dear, how are you? But behind me, she's telling her daughter, if you marry that boy, if yes, just yeah. So and then I took a bold step when the lady mentioned it to me, like, oh, my mom is not in support of our relationship. I'm like, yeah, but she was being nice to me. I said, you know what, let me go and see her. So I took a big bag of myself and we went to the house. And I'm like, oh, I would like to see you and I would like to see your husband, big boy now, Um, anyway, I sat down there and with my big brother there, we sat down and the man came out. He was being diplomatic, but I was sure they've discussed about me before I came. So I was like, well, I've been seeing your daughter for X and Y number of years, and I'm not talking marriage now or anything. I'm just saying that we should make you, our parent, aware of what we've been doing behind your back and all of that. And because I might be traveling and all of that, so we should just make this official. And the woman said, over my dead body.
Really?
Yeah, she said it to my face. Like, she said, over my dead body. My daughter will not marry whoever I ask her not to marry. And I was like, oh, mommy, why are you saying that? Is there any reason for that? She couldn't tell it to my face that, yeah, because of your health. But of course, the daughter already told me. So, and then I wanted to probe her further to question her more. But, in films, you see someone talking and pressing the other person, say, don't talk, So the person I went with was like, don't talk, like, so tapped me and cautioned me not to say anything, that they've already spoken about it and they've made up their mind. The girl was like, oh, what, just impregnate me and let's do whatever I want to do. But I'm like, I'm the last in my house. My other siblings married legitimately. Why should I marry into a family where I'm not being loved? Actually, I don't have a mom, so I need a mother-in-law who would be a mother and a friend to me, like stuff like that. So, yeah, and that ended the relationship of, did I say 2.5 years? It was almost 4 years, really. So, and up to today, even though I'm happily married with kids, like I said, sometimes when I think about it, and I also reflected on what they've done and where they are as well, I feel like, well, you know what, you don't even know. Because when I started training as a nurse, I nursed the same woman.
Wow.
Yeah, and like, so life on its own is not balanced. So we have a lot of psychological issues that we go through, societal, health, the personal experiences, the pain. And that's where we've come about Pain Passion Foundation. The pain is not, it's just like someone who's been to the war front. They come back with post-traumatic disorders and all of that. The pains are always there. And for somebody like Julius, I've got more than enough stories. How many of you were being shot? I was shot. Direct gunshots to my leg. But here I am standing. That means God has got a purpose for my life. So, but to the sufferers out there and to the warriors, the ones I know, the ones I don't know, all the warriors globally, all I can say is, yeah, you live in it, you can do it, So
Yeah. Yeah.
don't let anything stop you. And even to those who are not sickle cell suffering or anything, um, don't let anything stop you. You can also do it. You can do whatever you want to do.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness. Uh, that
You
was
can be
that
a
was
blogger like Adam's Earth Media.
Yeah, that is, I think for me, that is very emotional and very touching with what you have shared so far, especially psychological trauma that you guys are going through. Only you guys can explain it. No one else can
Yeah,
explain it.
that's why it's better that organizations like this are formed by those who are actually living it.
Mhm.
You know, a lot. I mean, when I was talking to the Nigeria Sickle Cell Association, even though they have on their board a number of sickle cell sufferers, but they have mostly on their board people who maybe have got families or relations who've got sickle cell. But I want them to involve people who actually are experiencing it. Like, don't tell me there are no professionals who's got sickle cell that can be involved in things like this.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah,
And
right.
that's where I'm coming from. As
Coming from.
much as possible, I'm trying to network with doctors who's got sickle cell, with surgeons who's got sickle cell, with as many people, nurses who's got sickle cell, and all of that. And then we can form an informative team,
Yeah,
and
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, tell the world the story.
Wow, that is a big project in the long term, and I wish you all the best, all the success in this. I mean, in this project. Um, Now, before we come to the, I mean, there are, I mean, questions from the chat board, but
That's
there is
right.
another important question that now, how is it possible to eradicate this from the society? Can it end? Is something that we can put a stop to it, that we don't want this situation? It should end, and how?
Well, with you and I, it starts with you and I. You understand? Some things we can't stop because even the Bible we read, the Quran we read, make us understand that both the good and the bad are God creations. So there are certain things we cannot stop, but we can reduce it. Like is all over around the world, mostly, I mean, predominantly in among the Indians, Africans, Caribbean, South Asians, all of those areas. But it's also in America, is in Canada, is everywhere because we have people who had migrated and people are always cohabiting everywhere. So we can't really stop it. Or are we gonna kill all the people living? No, we can't kill them. All we can do is to break the chain, and that's what we're doing. We're saying that we're breaking the sickle cycle. We are breaking the sickle cycle. And how are we breaking sickle cycle? By our campaign, by sensitization, by testing, I mean, early testing. And for people who had made mistakes of going into relationship that had led into pregnancy, there's still early testing for those pregnant. I mean, after the 8th week, you can actually test. I think 8. Yeah, you can. I mean, during pregnancy, in the first trimester, you can actually test to determine the genotype of the child. So you can make a big decision that, you know what, I can't deal with the stress. I'll take it off. For medical reasons, for reasons like that, maybe some people could choose abortion. You understand? But the best thing, I mean, not to feel guilty that, oh, I've done this, I shouldn't have done this and that. The best thing is to actually know the G before saying you do. know your genotype before saying, oh yes, I do, at the altar, or before I line. The big project we're working on now is to do grassroots sensitization, because consider a place like Africa, Nigeria, where this girl stops schooling from the class GS3 or GS2. She stopped going to school. They send her on some apprenticeship. So she's learning how to sew some clothes or learning hairdressing and all of that. And then this boy, Sule, also dropped out from school and started carpentry work or mechanic work and all of that. They don't know nothing about genotype. After a few years, all they want is to have sex with whoever comes around. And when that happens, then that pregnancy comes and that baby comes. And unfortunately for the baby, they term the baby, oh, a sickly child, because he's always been sick or she's always been sick. But it's not the fault of the baby. It's also not the fault of those who fell in love or those who had sex the way they wanted it. Is the fault of you and me, who never told people what we're going through, who never told people what others have been through, who never told them what the children they will bring forth could go through. So that's why we all need to do it. We all need to tell the story in our churches, in our communities, in our groups. Let's just once in a while say, guys, do we all know our genotypes? It's important. For the unmarried, please check. Tell your younger ones to check their genotype and maybe just discourage them from. Remember, you can't stop people from loving whoever they want to love, but at least tell them first, about it.
Thank you so much for that. It's actually my discussion today is not electrifying, but it's actually something that is actually, it's touching on emotion. So we need to do more on that and see how we can reduce and minimize it to the barest minimum. What advice do you have for the healthcare professionals and for the public?
My advice is simple. Tell the next person about it. Tell the younger ones, tell everyone about it. Let's blow the trumpet. Let's tell people that there are some people out there. It's not even malaria, it's not cancer, it's not diabetes, it's not hypertension. It's something we were born into. So we can't say, okay, I will take this. Like I said, everybody hasn't got the same grace. For me, I don't use the medication. I don't use it. Here in the UK, they would say you at least once in a month, you should call your GP, just tell them how you're doing and all that. My GPs are always chasing me to say, guy, you didn't even come to ask for medication. You didn't call us. And I'll be like, yeah, I don't have any reason to call you. And I'm happy to tell this house that for the past 7 years, I've not been sick with sickle cell.
Wow, that was great.
Yeah. Although I had a surgery in between, but not because of sickle cell again. It was because of the gunshot that I suffered that made me have to go through this surgery again. So, but yeah, apart from that, I've been bouncing right,
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Now I want to take some of the questions from the comment box, and then we end the show. I know you have some other things. That schedule. The first one, I think you actually answered the question, was that how is it possible to know if you are carrying a child with sickle cell as in pregnancy? I think you've talked about it the other time.
Yeah, it is possible. Just go for early testing. I'm going on the internet again now to confirm. Um, so I don't just say rubbish on here. Just to confirm. You can also check on your internet just to confirm when the pregnancy test can be done to confirm genotype. Um, okay. Yeah, so it's in the first trimester, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the first trimester, you can know, and you can make those decisions if you want to keep it or you don't want to keep it. The stress is not a joke, even for the parents. It's no joke. Like I said earlier in this presentation, I owe it to my father, a lot of it, because I could remember then. I could remember most of the time, as children, we've gone out in the day, we've stressed ourselves, we've done things we shouldn't have done, and all of that. And then sickle cell pain comes like a thief in the night. It comes mostly in the night. Remember when we were in school of nursing, our in the night, 1 a.m. in the night. So, my father would come sometimes. And because of that, my other brothers were downstairs. I was leaving. My room was upstairs with dad so that they could quickly get to me and all of that in case of anything in the night. And as little as I was then, but I wasn't little now, this man would carry me down the stairs into the car to drive me to the hospital and all of that. It wasn't easy. So, and how many parents could do that? Some will give up, but they will start well, but they will give up along the way. Even here in the UK, I've met parents who said to me like, "Oh, they just tired, hospital every time, this and that." And I'm like, "Oh, but here I'm standing. That boy will stand, that boy will live and will make you proud, this and that." So, I only use myself and my sister as an example, and by the grace of God, we've encouraged a lot of families. We've helped a lot of people with the little we can, So,
thank you so much for that. Then another question is, what advice do you have? I mean, for couples who are just like the comment here, as in the question, who are madly in love with, that they are both carrier. What advice do you have for them?
Yeah, like I said, if they're deeply in love and when we talk about compassion as nurses, is not the reason why nursing is not for everyone. Do you know that a lot of medical doctors cannot even become nurses? Because there's a different thing that comes with the nursing profession. And that is fundamental to nursing, and that is compassion. It must be there. And so for those couples who said they actually and really are in love, are they also compassionate to the level that when those crises comes in the night, like once in a month or twice in a month or thrice in a month, can they go through? Can they stand those pressure, And it's not cheap in Nigeria to look. I mean, God forbid, if you have a child who's falling into the chronic anemic category, that means in Nigeria, you'll be looking for people to transfuse, to donate blood to you to get transfusion every month. It's not easy. In the UK, yeah, it's easy because you don't even know who is donated the blood. You don't know anything, and it's free for you. But back home, it is not free. The surgery I'm talking about, is going to cost about 2 million naira now in Nigeria. I mean, for an average family, 2 million is not is not easy. to come by money.
Yeah,
But and it doesn't end there. But here in the UK, people who had gone through similar treatment had gone through it free. You don't have to pay nothing and all of that. But so those couples should think I beg, bro, think I beg, I dey beg you, you know. Are you actually sure you want? If you love that sister very well and you love that brother very well, let him go and look for hey sister, let him look for hey brother, and then you can live happily ever after and even still meet later in years and enjoy it, the experiences that you've shared,
yeah.
rather
Wow.
than
Yeah.
forcing yourself into a position where you cannot actually, you're not sure that you can sustain, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. I think we might not be able to go further because we have taken a lot of your time, more than 1 hour.
That's
Some of my viewers still want to hear more about your gunshot, but I think I will leave that for another day discussion. We don't want to take much of your time. Thank you so much for coming up on the show. It's actually a great, a day having you here. And I believe my viewers have learned one or two things from this interview. And you've actually shared from your own experience. You are talking as in someone that is wearing the shoe, and then we can feel the passion and the compassion from your end. Thank you so much for gracing this interview and for sharing with your life experience.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I hope when next we invite you for the show, you come up again and tell us, because I think for me, we still need to invite you to talk more about the organization, because personally I'm getting more interested, and then I think it's something everybody should key in, and then I think your organization will definitely need support and international support, because you are doing a very wonderful job there.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for inviting me, and thank you everyone for taking time to listen to my rubbish. If to say help
No
me,
problem.
it's just what I've got to tell you, It's my story I'm telling you, and
Exactly.
from my story, I think you can pick one or two things that could help. If not your family, it could help your neighbor. If not your neighbor, maybe that person on the street. But I tell you, there is a lot more work to do back home, Nigeria. There's a lot of people with sickle cell that needs help. That people are dying because of little things in Nigeria. Health in Nigeria is not something the government are taking seriously, and people are really suffering, especially people with sickle cell. They are suffering. They need you. They need our support. They need your help. You understand? And that's why Pain Passion is saying, please, let's rise up to this cause. I know people out there who's got cancer, but those things, some of them have lived their life before they even have cancer. But some children, 5 year old with sickle cell, and they're in the hospital, they first treat them, they will think, oh, some hospital cannot even diagnose little sickle cell. And then they will be treating them for typhoid, for malaria, for this and that. I'm trying to look for, just like we have the COVID lateral test, or like we have the pregnancy test. I'm trying to see if we could have an on-the-go testing kit like that, so that we can take it to schools and do campaigns for secondary school students, primary school students, so they know right from each one what their genotypes are and what the implications are for them in the future. So all of these things need to be done, and support for people in the hospital. A lot of people get admitted, they can't even pay for the bills and all of that. We've done a lot of that, and by the grace of God, we still want to do more. You see, so God will help you. God will help all of us together. Yeah,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank
thank
you
you.
so
I'm
much. Thank you
honored.
so much.
I'm honored. I'm
Have a
honored. Yeah.
blessed day.
And you too. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye, 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 everyone. Thank you. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the hearts. exercise side also. Thank you for the heart. Thank you. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Angela, thank you.
So being part of the show today, I thank you for my guest. Thank you for for your wonderful time. Thank you for comment. Thank you so much. And until next time, I come up your way again with an interest. Please stay and